What's up, lovers of whiskey and watchers of YouTube? I'm the Malt activist, and yes, if you read the title, you know I am super excited because today we are going to be tasting the Van Winkle 12-year-old Special Reserve. What? Before we begin, I'd just like to welcome our first-time viewers. Thank you for clicking through to that thumbnail. If whiskey is your jam, then this channel is the one for you. Whiskey lists, whiskey discussions, whiskey rants, whiskey reviews, whiskey vlogs, and everything in between. You will find it all here on this channel. So, if you like what you're seeing, consider subscribing, sharing, commenting. One of the above, all of the above. I don't know. Just do it. It's fun. We'll have a good time together, I promise. To my returning viewers, thank you. Thank you for keeping your standards so low as usual. You keep coming back and that gives me the encouragement to keep going. So thank you so much for that. And finally to my Patreon and YouTube member gang. Without you, we would be nowhere. So this is all because of you. So thank you. Now you're probably wondering how the hell did this guy get his hands on some Pappies? Yeah. Now here's the funny story. This is what happened. I wish I could say I was resourceful enough to find and procure a bottle of the Van Winkle whiskey and open it up for you guys. However, the story is far more interesting. Yes, basically what happened one day, and when I say one day, I mean like 2-3 days ago. I get a text from one of my friends in the whiskey club, in my whiskey club, and he has a line of sample bottles, and he's like, hey, tasting these tonight. Tonight's gonna be fun. And I look closely at that picture and I'm like, holy shit, is that the Winkle series? Huh? Because there were some Pappy Van Winkles in there. There were some Van Winkle Reserves in there. There was a Colonel E.H. Taylor in there. And I was like, holy shit, stop right there. Stop right now. Whatever you do, do not drink any of that. That belongs to me. And he's like, what do you mean, dude? I was like, listen, man, you have no idea what you have on you. Maybe you do, I don't know. But I want this. I need this for my channel. Please, 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 please. I said, okay, whatever it is, drink some of it, but leave the Pappies for me. Leave the Van Winkles for me. Could you do that for me? And he kind of shrugged and he said, fine. He must have rolled his eyes. And he said, fine, you can have them. And so that's what happened. If you look closely now, I have with me these, oh, there you go. Can you read that? Can you read that? This one says Van Winkle Special Reserve 12-year-old 45.2%. We then also have Pappy Van Winkle, the 15-year-old. Let me see. Oh yeah, that should be nice. Yeah, there you go. See that? I hope you can see that clearly. This is bottled at 53.3%, 53.5%. Yeah, even with my glasses, I can't see. It's too small here. And finally, we have the Van Winkle Family Reserve Rye at 47.8% ABV. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah, so that's basically what happened. He's like, fine, you can have him. Just take him. Whatever. And so I did. And I was like, holy shit, where the hell did you get your hands on these, right? So I go to this website, Luvians, I think it is. Luvians or Lovians, I don't know. And they were selling a tasting set of like 6 bottles. I'll tell you which ones. So check this out. They bottled 6 samples for a Zoom tasting, and they were selling them for 50 pounds. 50 pounds for 6 samples. And in there you had the Colonel E.H. Taylor single barrel at 50%. You had the Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year-old. You had the Van Winkle Special Reserve 12-year-old. You had the Pappy Van Winkle Family Reserve 15-year-old. Then you had the Colonel E.H. Taylor Straight Rye, and then you had the Van Winkle Family Reserve Rye 13-year-old. Can you believe that? Just for 50 pounds, you could get this tasting set. And by the way, it seems like it was a Zoom tasting. So I'm going to guess not many years ago was this happening. It's probably during the pandemic at some point. Otherwise, why would you do a Zoom tasting? You know, nobody knew about Zoom back then. Before that, So apparently 50 pounds. And he managed to get himself a tasting kit, which he sat on for some reason, my friend, until he pulled it out one evening, made the mistake of sharing that picture with me, and then me basically going, bruh, I'm gonna need some of that. And so, because he is the nicest, most generous guy on the planet, he's like, fine, you can have it, you're high maintenance piece of shit. Yeah, so that's what happened. Anyway, so I'm super excited, and I thought we'll do a series of 3 back-to-back of this Van Winkle series that we've been lucky enough to get our hands on, and hopefully, and since we're closing in on 5,000 subscribers, I thought it'd be cool if we could taste the 15-year-old Pappy Van Winkle Family Reserve when we hit. Can you see that? Please focus. There you go. That one. When we hit 5,000 subscribers, we can taste that. But a lead up to that, I think we should start with the Van Winkle Special Reserve 12-year-old at 45.2% ABV. Are you excited? I'm kind of excited too. And I've not drunk it. I've not drunk this at all. Okay, so we are going to drink this together. Let's do this. Okay, I don't know much about this. From the research, it shows me that this is a 2009 bottling. Okay, it's made up of 70% corn, 16% wheat, and 14% barley. Okay, making it a wheated bourbon, I guess. Aged 12 years, aged in virgin American white oak, blah, 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 blah. Of course it is. What else? Bottled at a fairly low ABV of 45.2%, which is about, what, 90 something proof, right? 90.4 proof. And one more thing. And this is lot B. Now, I was super excited about sitting down and doing this video, so I really didn't do much research about lot A versus lot B, and I'm sure there's more people who are watching this that know more about this than I do. So please let me know in the comments below the difference between lot A and lot B. But this is lot B, and this seems like this is a 2009 bottling. I think I mentioned that already. Anything else? Yes. Also, so technically, I don't think you can call this Pappy Van Winkle, but it's part of the Pappy series, I guess. Apparently, you can only, the 15, the 20, and the 23, only those age statements are allowed to be called Pappy Van Winkles. But this one is the Van Winkle Special Reserve. This is 12-year-old. I think the 10-year-old is the old Rip Van Winkle, if I'm not mistaken. But in our hands today, we have this. There you go. Oh, I'm so excited. So it's, I looked up some prices online, and we're looking at about 2,000 pounds roughly. 2,000 pounds roughly for a bottle of this, which is on the cheaper side apparently. And when they were released, they were released for $70. But apparently we are stupid, because we run after these whiskeys and then create all this hype around it, and then everybody goes insane, and then you can't afford this. It's just like, how are you ever gonna buy a 2,000 pound bottle of whiskey, no matter how good it is, you know? So I don't know. Anyway, we are lucky enough. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of glad, because you know what would happen if I did have a 2,000 pound bottle of this whiskey. I would think twice before opening it. I'm going to be very honest. But since I got this for free in a sample, well, I get to taste it. So I think that's a good thing. Don't you think? I think that's a good thing. Okay, well, enough talking. I think we've held on to this for a while now. That's what it looks like. Of course, natural color and all of that drama. 70% corn, 16% wheat, and 14% malted barley, matured in virgin American oak. The Van Winkle Special Reserve 12-year-old, bottled at 45.2%. So excited. All right, let's go. Woo! Okay, listen, I'm probably carrying some emotional baggage. So whatever my score is, I guess discounted by 10 or 15 or 20% even, because it's a Van Winkle, guys. It's a Van Winkle. It's a real Van Winkle. I've been dreaming about this day for ages, and I didn't think it would just fall in my lap like that. Just here, you can have it for free. Because hey, and I've also realized if you don't ask, you'll never get. And you need friends like that in life, right? You need friends like that who are like, you want my Pappy samples, which I only have one of, and you want them? Sure, take it. It's a true story, by the way. Anyway, let's go. As you would expect, I guess a brilliantly constructed bourbon nose to nose like. That's what it noses. Lots of vanilla, lots of caramel, cinnamon, blood oranges, hints of oak. It's nutty as well. The mildest of like soft, supple leather. Did I say cherries? Oh, maybe some cherries. Some dark fruits in here as well. So like, yeah, overall just what you'd expect from a very, very, very good bourbon. This is what it is. I genuinely don't know how well this would have kept in this little bottle, but this bottle was sealed. I broke the seal when I opened it right now. So hopefully it's maintained its integrity. That means if what I'm tasting now is very, very good, at worst it's deteriorated slightly, but other than that, this is a very good nose. I really, really like this nose. I'm not just saying it because it's a Van Winkle. I'm saying this because it is genuinely a very good nose. I like it. I like it very much. All right. Ooh, time to drink from this gorgeous Malt Activist glass. Yes. Ho, ho, ho. Okay. Cheers. Or howdy, partner. Why I said that. Wow. Okay. A slightly less than full mouthfeel. Very bubblegum. Just pink bubblegum for some reason. I'm not sure what that flavor profile is, but pink bubblegum. Oak, leather, cigar box, dark chocolate, dark fruits, raisins, caramel, maple syrup. Woo! And it stays for ages. Wow. Okay. Okay, so here's the deal. Good. Okay, let's just right off the bat, good. However, I feel that the spirit might have been compromised. I don't know, because it had that bubblegum profile. It's a little weird for me. It should not be there. And now maybe my mind is playing, tricks on me because it's from a sample bottle, but it was a sealed sample bottle. I'm confused now. Okay, look, if you had given this to me blind, I would be like, whoa, this is really, really good bourbon. Ooh, that's a quite unusual flavor profile. But overall, I like it. I think thumbs up, right? I would have done that. But because I know A, it's a Van Winkle, B, it's been sitting in a sample bottle for so many years, I don't know whether this plastic top makes a difference. I'll pour myself another sip. I genuinely don't know. I mean, I don't know how old these samples are. Candied fruits. I think the sample has been compromised. I think. I'm not 100% sure. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say. And because I don't have a point of reference, right? I don't have an original bottle to reference this against. So there's something slightly off about it, and I don't think it should have anything off about it. And the only reason I think that it might have something off about it is because I took it out from a sample bottle. I don't know how old this sample bottle is. I don't know how well it was stored. I'm guessing it would have been stored in the right conditions. He's a whiskey collector as well, my friend. So, I don't think he would have manhandled any of these or sort of not stored them properly. But I don't know what the effect of this plastic cap is on the spirit. After so many years, is there some level of contamination from the plastic into the spirit? Does it even happen at such a small scale? I think these are like 50 ml bottles, and it's really filled up right to the top. So there's no oxidization really, but is there some kind of reaction happening with the plastic and the spirit? And I don't know, man. I don't know. Which is why I don't think it's fair to give it a rating. Because what if it's compromised? Okay, how about this? How about I give it a rating, keeping in mind that maybe it has been compromised. Why not, right? I mean, look, even with that thought in my mind, I still like the whiskey. I think it's still very, very good. I'd give it like a 7. Wow. I'll give it a 7 B-. I think I would have given it a 7.5 or an 8. I would have given it a B+ or A-. But I'm giving it a B- because I don't know, man. I don't know if I've drank a contaminated sample or that's what the whiskey is supposed to taste like. So if you have tasted a Van Winkle 2009 Lot B 12-year-old special reserve, then can you validate my opinion on this, or let me know what your tasting experience was. Was it close to mine? Did you have that little, that really strong bubblegum flavor profile? I don't know, man. Look, there's no such thing as a bad whiskey in my opinion. So this is what I'm going to take away. I'm going to, of course, 100% assume that this is an actual Van Winkle spirit. 100%. Okay, there's no doubt about that, for sure. Is it slightly compromised? Maybe. There's like a 50-50 chance that it might be compromised just because my mind is like playing tricks on me now. But compromised or not compromised, I got to taste a Van Winkle whiskey, right? And I think that's the important thing. We managed to get our hands on a Van Winkle special reserve. It's just, the special reserve 12-year-old that retails now at like whatever 2,000 pounds or something. We managed to taste it, and hopefully we tasted what the flavors and the aromas that we were meant to taste and smell. Is there a 10-15% level of contamination to the spirit? Maybe. But even then, I think it's a worthwhile drinking experience given what you're drinking from a heritage and history and the unicorn point of view. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, I wanted to be completely blown away because I built this monument for Van Winkle whiskies like everybody else out there watching this right now. And because it didn't really hit the mark or hit all the marks, my mind suddenly went, oh my God, there must be something wrong with the way it was stored. There's something wrong with the bottle because this whiskey is supposed to taste amazing and it's not really crazy amazing, you know? So it has to be that. It has to be the contamination. It can't be any fault of the spirit. So I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, okay, I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to stop talking because I'm now kind of worried that we might have similar experiences with the other two that are sitting in this little sample. Sorry. That are sitting in this little sample bottle. So it is what it is. But you know what? I'm going to take something positive away from this, which is I got to taste Van Winkle spirit, and there's no substitute for that, and you know, nothing can be better. And you know what? Even if it's slightly compromised, people can't even drink compromised Van Winkle whiskeys. You know what I'm saying? At least we got to do that. So I'm happy about that. Even with it being compromised, maybe it's still a damn fine drinking experience. So imagine if this was from the actual bottle and just perfect. Imagine how much better it would be. I'm guessing, I'm hoping, I don't know. But I'm glad I was able to do this. I was glad I was able to do this with you. And we have 2 more to go. I hope, shucks. I hope they don't suffer a similar fate as this one, which I don't think they will. Think good thoughts, think positive, and that's what I'm going to do. So, like I said, there's no good way to end a video. So, I'm the Malt Activist. Until next time, peace.